kind of pace. But it's been a pleasure speaking to you guys. And I'll hand it back to Leighton Chandler. Sam Varlet, big lad.
Nice one.
Hello, people. How we doing?
City got the win. Emphatic win, to be fair. It was
flattened him.
Someone that obviously I previously trained, David Bobber. Obviously, a draw against them, but you know, it's emphatic win, great win. I'd just like to see just a couple of pounds to be a bit quicker, you know, more gas in the tank. And I really do feel if he did that, you know, the odds are going to as much more faster as possible, be quicker because you know it's not weighing as much. Do you understand?
Here we have AJ out of Spirit Dojo.
Do you know what I mean? If he just drops a couple of pounds,
yeah.
He'd be able to be quicker, a bit more mobile, and he'd be full quick with it. You know, when you're heavy and you're moving around with that much muscle mass, you know, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I didn't get to see much of Celio's, unfortunately.
He's more than capable of dropping it instead of looking good. Do you know what I mean?
Right, here's AJ from Spirit Dojo. Here's Ash Cross. New member of the Cinder Hill Cherry Blossoms.
Ashley Cross I've known since I was probably about 18, 19 years old. I used to spar him years ago. He was actually quite a lot heavier back then. He was quite a big lad. He used to have a man board and all that. But he's always been a sound guy. And he's always been, you know, intrigued by the science of boxing. That's what through with Ash. As he progressed, he's noticed what he does wrong. Also, he can step himself in and do a body shot very well. You know,
so Ash Cross, very impressive boxer. I've sparred him only a handful of times myself, but I've known that his experience and his boxing IQ is just next level.
Years ago, I used to get better of him, but now I used to know all right about it. So he's really took it on in his stride to perfect his craft, learn his craft, and you know, gain a great following as well.
I think this is a very good fight on paper. What we've got is skill versus power.
Absolutely, you can see the size of his a broad shoulder guy. He'll be coming forward for Ash. Ash really needs to get on his jab, move around, and put him off when he can.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a showcase of a mover versus a puncher.
They call this skill versus ball. They also got champagne showers because anybody will pop the ball.
And under the wide umbrella of everything it can be called, the one true name it can be called is a proper scrap. So let's get to it.
Let's go, guys. Do you have any predictions for this fight, man?
I think it's too early to judge a prediction. I'll get too excited.
Look at his back, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
So AJ, to my knowledge, he's got a history in other combat sports. I think MMA, about 5 fights.
Has he had a bare knuckle, I believe? Or?
Yeah, I think he's done a bit of it. Ash, mainly what I know him for is boxing, and a lot of it.
I think he previous fought one of my old fighters, Clayton Peters, I believe.
I think I heard Ash in the back room saying he didn't think AJ would come straight forwards at him.
But again, Ash has fought Clayton Peters as well himself, so...
And Ash can take a hit.
I think they've both fought the same opponent at some point.
Yeah.
You know, I think obviously with the opponents, his shoulders being down, getting more expressive on front foot, overhand rights, overhand lefts, nothing setting up.
What we could be looking at here is a case of Ash's last fight, his last opponent had the same issue. He's strong, but he'll gas out quick. So if he doesn't give it his all in the first round, he probably won't win. We could be looking at something like that here.
Ash is very smart about getting on back foot, moving in the ring, moving around, and he's very, like we've spoken about clinching, he's very good at that from back in the day when we used to do it. So he's happy to take up punches, but then come forward.
And he can take a punch. I saw his first fight with Corey Hardy. Oh my days, it was amazing.
He actually can. I remember back in the day when I was with him, just sparring, he took a right big right hand off one leg, but I was like, what? And I was just at the side of the ring like, wow.
There's a small handful of boxers in my team that I looked up to for a while, and there were gaps that I thought I'd never bridge. And Ash Cross is one of them. I used to look up to him as well. I still don't think that's a gap I've quite properly bridged yet. Being a bit complacent with the defence at the moment. Fuck me, that's a granite chin.
Ash knows a lot.
What a chin.
Ash knows a lot better now. He should be clinching and turning him. He knows a lot better. But he has been inactive for a while, hasn't he, Ash?
I'd like to see that boxing IQ put to use, because at the moment he's just playing the power game and the endurance game.
Ash has been inactive for a while.
Yeah,
you know,
that's very true.
As they speak to him earlier downstairs, he was like, you've been inactive for a long time. But again, when you're inactive, you know, it's okay sparring because you're your mates. But when you get to a competitive situation where you're in the zone, everything goes out the window.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, don't they?
Of course, man, of course. You know, just hope going forward, Ash will use his knowledge, you know, his composure, you know, being in them situations, you know, calm himself down, compose himself, and get the game plan that obviously Mama's got to go for, because like, he's your coach as well.
Yeah.
He knows. You know what I mean? He's a very experienced operator as a coach. Very lovely guy as well. Yeah.
For my own personal bias, I'm hoping Ash will get a bit busier this round. I'm hoping Paul's told him what he needs to hear and he sticks his head down and gets to work.
Thinking with AJ,
he's looking busier already.
AJ's got his nice footwork, you know, his front foot, he's stepping back.
He's looking sharp as well.
He's looking sharp, mate. He looks the part as well, which is good as well. You know, he looks...
Not just as he's stepping forward though, AJ's stepping back with the shot as well.
There's some power punches coming in from AJ against Ashton Cross, and these punches are rarely hurting.
That's what's keeping him safe from a lot of these counter punches. He's stepping back with the shots as well, and not too many boxers I see on these shows do that.
There's not many times I've seen Ashton Cross step back from punches, but AJ is right. You know where he throws through the jab, and he throws through it. Look, and it's definitely. This is a 50-50 fight.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I think they're both on the same skill set. It depends as who's been more active recently, I think
AJ's hungrier for it because Ash is already a more accomplished fighter. He's already done more in his career, and
Ash is a great technical boxer. He's very clever. You know, so if you look at AJ now, he kind of say like a mini Mike Tyson in a way. You know, he keeps it together, keeps it tight. Back and shoulders are very big. You know, keeps his chin down, and he will just come from anywhere, left or right. You know, it's very entertaining.
I'd say the main thing that separates those two in terms of like ring performance at the moment is angled shots. The main shots I've seen AJ throw is single.
Ash has the sense of the ring all the time.
So Ash is going for all the angled shots and AJ's going for straight fire shots.
It's the ones that the crowd will see, isn't it?
So the straights, you get a better transfer through your body, it's all straight through, it's faster. If they're throwing an angle and you're throwing a straight, you will beat them to the punch a lot of the time.
I think it's because he's on his back foot, but now if you look, AJ is slowing. His back foot isn't moving. He's feeling, you can see he's looking lethargic.
It's been a very good test for both of them. I think with the power AJ's got, he was hoping for another performance like it was against Jake Morris.
Yeah.
Just the early finish.
People with
Ash can take a hit.
Big muscle mass and short physiques, they will burn out quicker.
Yeah.
Because they do exert a lot of energy. You know.
I think we'll start to see that in the last round.
But it isn't that big, you know, tall-wise. But it's about how your fast muscle work. You know, have you hydrated enough? You know, as you have to cut weight, bigger guys, you know, the energy goes quicker because they're throwing everything at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, he's more than capable of doing what he's got to do, but he definitely looks to me that he's fatiguing.
Yeah. I feel for beasts like this, a 3-round fight, that's just teasing everyone. What they really want, they want a longer fight, more rounds, heavier gloves, stuff like that.
And then the thing is, someone his size and physique,
something that complements their strength more.
Yeah, can someone with that physique and such do a 4-round fight, 5-round fight? Because obviously,
but this
more
is
you punch, you carry
so far.
Weight, innit?
Yeah.
I think this is where Ash will come into his own now.
Nice little exchange by both. So he keeps going for that jab to body. He's not being punished for it though.
No, he's feinting and jab to the body.
But normally, to be fair, it is a hard shot to punish.
Normally you would feint to the head, jab to the body, and have right, and you'd catch that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
With his physique, if it was the case, with his physique,
heavy shots. Yeah. So I was brainstorming a couple ways to take away that jab to body, but frightening a little pops up. There's very few ways to get rid of it.
I think probably gone lower, a little bit of finish shell, parry, move forward. Finish shell it a little bit.
I go for a bit of a scoop. I wait until I know for a fact it's coming in. I scoop the hand out the way and I take a step with it, and then that gives me the angle around him. Yeah. So imagine you were to jab into body. We're commentators, but still, we're into the sport.
Because that would be there, wouldn't it? So, yeah. So obviously we've just done what we would actually do in this situation. But
this is a proper exchange now. Both lads are hungry for it. They've exchanged very heavy shots. Ash looks a little bit worse for wear, but that could be the bust nose.
Ash just have ringside gloves on, which I know from a long time that has worked for him very well in regards to the impact punches. But
proper fighter.
Ash isn't setting himself up. Ooh! Oh my God! That is a check left hook. That is a check left hook.
I'm trying not to swear, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic.
That's a check left hook that has caught him as he was receiving the right hand.
This is why I look up to Ash Cross so much.
Ash is coming in now. Ash smells blood.
This is where the fighting spirit takes over. A true Rocky Balboa fight. That is some Rocky Balboa shit there.
Mr. T versus Rocky, innit?
There we go, Clubber Lang.
Apollo versus Rocky. One.
There we go, yeah, number one, not number two.
He caught with a check left hook as he was receiving the right hand.
I think that there has decided the fight.
Dropped and caught him.
In my honest opinion, before that knockdown, AJ won. But because of that knockdown, Ash has won.
Ash was receiving the right hand, he was pretty open, and he was coming towards his chin. He caught a check left hook, switched his body, caught him right on the chin, and knocked him down. Now McCauley said, ladies, that will decide the fight. Because that is a knockdown, and that's 2 points.
So I'm not too sure how the scoring on these unlicensed shows work, but to my knowledge, across every other type of scoring system, a knockdown, so it's been tight, and if it's on meaningful shots, not just shots thrown and shots landed.
Really a lot of clinching, tight work. It was all visible for the crowd to see, and us.
Yeah.
And the judges themselves, you could see where the punches came from, I think it was 50-50 until that knockout.
Yes, I agree. Well, to be fair, I would have edged it AJ a bit before the knockdown, because the logic is you've got the amateur scoring system where it's total shots thrown, total shots landed.
Tight with his shoulders up. He throws punches, it looks more powerful because of the physique. But as we've seen by that check left hook, as the right hand was coming in, he more time shot. It looked cleaner, he did fall, and that's what we want to see. We want to see proper boxing, time, precision, nice setup.
That's what you need. Precision's key. Precision beats speed, strength, skill beats power.
Absolutely. Speed kills though.
Yeah.
He was faster, wasn't he?
So I would say the first 2 rounds went to AJ, and the knockdown, that pulled it back for Ash. I'm not sure how the scoring system works.
The first round was a draw because it was a bit scrappy. Second round maybe, but then the third round. I think Crossy got it by a point, I believe, by the knockout.
I believe so, yeah. I think it goes like 10-8 when it's a knockdown. I think it's 10-8 or 10-7 to the opponent.
28, a draw. So
that's fair enough. That makes sense, though.
We have AJ and Cross at a draw.
So that falls in line with what I was saying. I think that falls in line with what I was saying. AJ won the first 2 rounds, so that would have been 10-9, 10-9 both rounds. And then on that last round, it would have gone 10-8.
Personally, that would have gone either way. With obviously Crossy knocking down with that check left hook in the last round.
I'm pretty sure that's how it would have been scored.
Did that kind of save Crossy from the fight? I don't know.
I think the knockdown stopped it from being an overall AJ win. But my logic is...
No, Crossy probably knows that he didn't do enough.
Over those 2 rounds, AJ's won by 2 points, and the knockdown has scored Ash those 2 points back, which has made it a draw.
regardless of the result, what an absolute
banger of a fight. Sorry for swearing, everyone.
You know, fantastic fight. You know,
You get invested in fights like that.
Look at the skill and quality of that fight, and we're not even at the main event.
The fights and support like that, that's what make these events.
But you see low quality professional fight. That was a fantastic.